Hello, this is Deanne from Small But Kind of Mighty, and this is my latest Learning Through Play video for activities that can also be helpful for teaching kids about self-regulation. By the end of this video, you will know what a sensory scavenger hunt is, why it's a great idea for kids of all ages and abilities, what UV art is, and a couple of ideas for how you can leverage these activities as an opportunity for learning. If you're a parent or an educator, then subscribe to my channel and please stay tuned because I've got an awesome free resource that I want to share with you at the end of this video. First, I'd like to discuss my 4 objectives as far as these activities are concerned. Okay, so my first objective is getting the kids outside. If I say to them, let's go for a walk, it tends to generate a lot less enthusiasm than if I suggest a scavenger hunt or making art using sunscreen as paint. My reasons for wanting to get the kids outside are twofold. Firstly, time spent outdoors is an important part of self-regulation. Doing things outside as a family helps my children build good habits. Oh no! And these good habits are an important part of both physical and mental health. The second reason why I want them to spend time outside is because it's an important part of them learning about and feeling a connection to nature. According to this book, the Big Book of Nature Activities, the average child can identify over 300 corporate logos, but only 10 native plants or animals. For objective number 3, I want my kids to learn outside because it's safer. We know that the risk of coronavirus transmission is lower outside than it is inside. So, especially for you educators out there, I encourage you to find a way to get learning done outside as much as you possibly can. Objective number 4, with respect to all of these kinds of activities, is that I want them to be accessible. Firstly, are these activities geographically accessible? Can they be done in urban environments? Are they financially accessible, so free or easily affordable? And thirdly, are they physically accessible? So, for example, if you have a child with limited mobility, could these activities be done on a porch or a balcony or even inside a home? So, here are the 5 things that we did in a day of sunny, summery, sensory, sciencey fun. Before we went outside, we made our UV art. For this, you'll need red or green construction paper, sunscreen, at least 30 SPF for good results, painter's tape or something weighted. Rub the sunscreen between your hands, but don't let it all sink in. You need some to go on the paper. Press your hands down, then tape or weight your art in a sunny spot for at least 3 to 4 hours. Second, we put some sunscreen on ourselves and went on our sensory scavenger hunt. Why a sensory hunt specifically? Well, I'm trying to avoid a focus on objects that can be difficult for kids to find. Most nature, treasure, scavenger hunts are just lists of things to find that you can see. Not only does this exclude visually impaired children, it can lead to a frustrating experience for kids who can't find what's on their list. For example, it's often tricky to see birds or insects. By asking kids to find things that are smooth, warm, wet, prickly, we set them up for a successful scavenger hunt. Thirdly, it allows me to focus on building both of my sons' descriptive language. For Owen, who is an AAC user, This is particularly important as not every noun can be programmed into his AAC device. He needs to be able to describe things in order to effectively communicate. For example, enabling him to say, "I see a bright red bird," is more important than him having the word for cardinal in his AAC device. So we talked about plants feeling soft and fluffy and different from the plants that felt prickly. The pole we found first thing in the morning was smooth, cool, and black. But the tree bark that we felt was warm and rough and dry. Discussing the temperature of different things allowed me to introduce the topic of the 3 different major components of sunlight. One of those components is infrared radiation, which is what makes sunlight feel warm. Once we got back home, watering the front yard gave us the chance to make a rainbow and talk about the second major component of sunlight, which is visible light. And our UV art enabled us to chat about the third one, ultraviolet light. We left our UV art in the sunlight for about 4 hours. After that time, we saw that the UV light from the sun had faded the color of the construction paper where it wasn't covered by tape or protected by sunscreen. This is a great way of providing kids with concrete evidence of the importance of wearing sunscreen when UV is something they can't see or feel. I've put links in the description box below to a couple of things I think you'll be interested in. If you like the idea of sensory scavenger hunts, then take a look at the video we made last fall on our sensory sound hunt. And the awesome free resource I promised is my Learn and Play Outside guide. It's 17 pages of ideas and inspiration for activities that meet the 4 objectives I outlined earlier. Accessible activities that encourage children to have fun outside, spend time outside connecting with nature, and learn something new while they're doing it. And if you find this kind of content and the free resources valuable, then please do subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, and comment and let me know what kinds of things you'd like to see more videos on.